Hello everyone and welcome back. So this time we're going to talk about our next very interesting feature that is known as called dealing with another example that is called snake game. So snake game is one of the very powerful example which I'm going to share with you, which will help you to understand like how we offer a very simplest way of developing a mini project. Okay, that is something which is a snake game. Let's see how the snake game is important and how we're going to deal with this. These are our previous examples which we have seen, which I will call a project which we have created that is called quiz application. And now we're going to start working with our new project. Now here first of all I'm going to create a new folder that is called snake game. And inside this snake game we need some new folders. First folder I'm going to create it inside this, that is called images. And within this snake games I'm going to create few new files that is called index.html. and here I'm going to create a new file name called app.js. At the same time I'll be having some of the CSS files if I need, so I can say app.css. So total number of 3 files I have it now. Let me close down all the files whichever I have opened it earlier. So now that looks cleaner approach. So this is a snake game for us from where we need to start, and we have a called index.html file, and here I will as usual create our basic HTML syntax, and here I would like to include our script tag, script src equal to app.js. That's it. And now going forward we will start developing our next implementation of snake game. Now inside my body tag I would like to have some basic property called speed. Okay, and later on I'll be taking the input from the client, so we are saying input type equal to, so here we can justify the speed and we can give id equal to game speed and followed by value equal to, we can give the value called 5 initial value, and min equal to 1, that is the minimum value, and max equal to 9. That is the maximum and minimum value we can offer. Beyond that I won't allow the users to go. And step, that means the increment value, that is 1. Well, that is the input type. And now another input, we are taking input type equal to button, and value equal to start, and then id equal to game start. Okay, so we're giving these values. After that I can give some breaks. So 2 breaks we're giving it, and start working with the div tag now. And in this div tag I'll be using the canvas. It is a HTML5 feature. We use canvas, and I just give id equal to game area. That is a canvas, and after this canvas we will, the div tag is closed here. After the div tag I can use another div tag, div. Here I can say class equal to, I may not have any class written, but I can say class equal to relative. So later on if I want to apply any CSS style I can certainly apply. And after that I can offer the images. Okay, so I may not have any images right now, so I just leave this image blank right now. Okay, and this script src I'll load it only before my body tag get closed. It is always a good practice to keeping this script tag on the bottom of the body tag, always designed for good practice. Now this is almost ready for me. Let me check. Okay, so I can see values. Now it will go maximum 9, that is how we have given, and minimum is 1. Start is the button which is not doing anything, but later on we can allow some logic inside this. Now we have to start working with our main JavaScript tag. This is my app.js, and here onwards we will use some of the properties, okay, which I want to initialize it. So we are saying var game start equal to null, initialized. Second, game speed equal to null. Next, game area equal to null. Game area context equal to null. Then game area width equal to 0, that is integer value. Game area height equal to 0 again. Then cell width equal to 0. Play score equal to 0 again. Next, snake equal to null. Next, snake food equal to null. Next, snake direction equal to null. Snake speed, or else I can say speed size equal to 0. Next we have a timer equal to null. So these number of properties we have initialized. Okay, now after that we will be writing a function by saying function name is called initialize. Okay, and here in initialized we would like to use some of the properties. First we are saying game start equal to document dot get element by id. Here I can give the value called hash game start. Let me put it in double quotes, game start. Now game speed, now these are all basically the values are there. Game start, game speed, these all values we have to take it. Okay, so we will be seeing these values one by one. So let me say the another one, that is called game speed equal to again document dot get element by id. Now we are passing the game speed. Now here once again I will take another point, game area. I say game area. Here you have to give the value called game area. Okay, so these values we have taken. Now we'll be talking about called game area context. Game area context equal to game area dot get context, and in this game context we will be using what type of context? We are saying 2D. Okay, because I want to have the kind of 2D, so this is how the kind of environment we want to set. Next we talk about game area width equal to, just initialize to 400. Next game area height equal to 600. Now cell width we're initializing with 20. Next, game area dot width. Okay, so game area dot width equal to game area width, and then we define game area dot height dot equal to game area height. So these are the values we are initializing this. Okay, now after that we have to start writing the logic. Here I'm saying game start dot. Now we have to line which event you would like to take. So I will say on click. So when I basically click, what should happen? So on click equal to function. So what you want to write it here? I'm saying this dot disabled equal to true. So I want to disable these values, and after that we want to call another function inside this. But which function? Let's do that. So here we are saying function start game, and here in start game we want to define the initial score. See, the initial score for the player will be certainly 0. So we say player score equal to 0. After that, direction. In which direction you want the snake to move? So we are saying snake direction equal to right, in the right direction. Then speed size, the variable which we have defined. So speed size equal to, because it will be accepting the value from the text boxes or from the drop down, so it certainly will be string type. So we have to use %. So we are using this option called %, and here we are using game speed dot value. Okay, so we are using this value game speed dot value. Now here we would like to calculate certain things. What those are? First we are saying if, okay, what if condition. See, this function we are writing called start game, because there are certain things which you need to make it. So like that we have to define it. So function initialize, we have started, okay, and then after that we have written on click within this. So this is what the on click we had, and there onwards we have to finish this point. And after that we've started start game, and now we'll be writing the logic for this. So here we are saying if we are saying speed size, we are saying if is speed size greater than 9. In case if it is, the value uses hard coded it, then we would like to write a logic here. And what this logic would be, if says if it is greater than 9, we say speed size equal to 9. We basically initialize to what? 9. Here we say else if speed size is 0, we say speed size, speed size equal to 1. That means if it is less than 0, I will be making it minimum to 1. If it is greater than 9, I will be making it to 9 maximum. And that's it. Okay, so after this else if condition is getting closed, we are saying speed size equal to 1. So here we just say snake equal to array. So that is my array for me. And after that we are saying snake dot push, because it needs to move ahead, and here we'll be pushing it towards by saying x position 0, and then the y, and here the y value will be what? Cell width. That means how far it can go. So it will go within the width of this application. Okay, so that's how exactly we would like to make it. Okay, so here we have a call cell width, which we have given here. After that, what we have to do is we have to define our own function called clear interval, and this clear interval perform any logic whichever I would like to make it. Okay, so here after that snake.push value has been given. Here I will be creating one more function here that's known as called create food. Okay, so here we're saying create food. So create food will be the function for me. Now you might be thinking where this function is, but this function will be declared soon within your application. But here first we are saying the function called clear interval with a timer. Okay, whatever the timer will be passing it, and after that this clear interval will be saying timer equal to set interval. With this we are saying create game area, create. Now here in our application, whatever the value we are giving it, that we need to basically implement. So here we are giving this called create food is a function we are calling. After that we are calling this clear interval. Clear interval will be just like in a typical function which is there. After that we are using this option called create game area. So this will be available to me on which the value will be taken that. Okay, and then we will be telling you how you can call this function create food and how to create it first. Well, so we are talking about a functionality called create game interval. So this create game timer is the one which we have to create it by our own. So this function which we are passing it after the saying set interval, this function is not yet there. So we have to basically go back and create this function within my application. Fine. So what we will do is just particular one, we will try to comment it for a time being. Okay, so here we have a call what? Create interval. In this create interval, we'll be passing any parameters which we are passed as a timer here, and here we are calling this called create food. So here after that we'll be calling this function called create food. So let's go and say function create food, and this function create food, let's go and write the logic here. And what logic we want to write it in a create food? We say snake food equal to, and here in our curly braces we use two direction x and y. We say in x we say math dot round, and inside this we say math dot random. After this math.random function, we have to just take this calculation and check the another parameter called game area width, minus cell width, the one which you are passing it. And here after that, we'll be performing the calculation by saying cell width. Okay, so this is for our x coordinate. Similar way we would like to use for my y coordinate also. Now math.round, round.number, game area height, but here rather than using width we'll be using height, minus cell width, let me give some space, divided by cell width. Okay, so that's where exactly it got closed. Okay, now here our application is now ready by calling the function called create food. Like that we'll be going to create another function called create game area. Let me go and create all the functions first. So we are saying function create game area, create game area. There's another function for me. After this create game area, there will be another function I'm going to create it, that is called control. Function control. Okay. After that, we're going to write one more function called function write score. There's another function available for us, control. We have a called write score. There's another function which you're going to write it down here, that is called function write score is done. Now we say create square. Create square. There's another function. And finally, we'll have a call change direction. Function change direction. So that's it. So these many functions we wanted to create it here in our system. Well, we know it very well that we have taken this called create food. Create food function is already ready now. Now we're going to talk about our next function called create game area. And in this create game area, we are defining two locations, var x direction and y direction. So we say snake x equal to snake, the position we are taking is called 0, and we are saying dot x. For the x direction, we are saying var snake y equal to snake, position we are taking once again 0, and dot y. So two directions we have taken, x direction and y direction. Now here we are starting game area context dot fill style, that you know it very well, it is a property. Fill style equal to which color you want to fill this up. So I'm saying hash white color. Okay, and then we are using this game area context again dot fill react. Fill react. Now give the position values. I'm saying 0, 0, game area width, game area width, game area height. So we are basically filling the values. With color we want to use it called stroke style. Let me take this game area context again dot stroke style. Stroke style equal to, now we give the another color here by saying hash. Okay, and then the next option called same game area context dot stroke react, and here we pass the values again 0, 0, game area width, game area height. So we're passing those values like that. And now after this we have to write a logic of the directions. Now see, when you talk about snake game, it moves left, right and center, up and down. So now in this case we have to increment the situations accordingly. So we say if the snake direction equal to right, then we say snake x plus plus. Now else if same, let's copy this, snake direction left, then what should happen? Here we say snake x minus. Okay, so we're taking like that. Let me copy this again. Now here we're taking about left, right, we say down, So in this case we say snake y plus plus, and in this case if it is up, then we say snake y minus minus. So these conditions we are taking it now. Now here after this else if condition, we would like to take another if condition. Now here in my if condition, we are using some more lengthy statements. What's that? We say if snake x, if snake x minus 1, or snake x double equal to game area width, which we have taken, divided by cell width, okay, or we are taking this condition called snake y double equal to minus 1. Okay, so we're giving this call minus 1, or snake y equal to gain area height to cell width, or here we will take the another condition here. Yeah, we will take the another condition here called, we will have another function called control, which we have created it some time back, and inside this control it will take some parameters. So what those parameters we can pass? Here we can say snake x comma snake y comma third parameter will be snake. So this would be my another function. Okay, so here we are passing the conditions just like that. Okay, now here this is available to me as a parenthesis, and here we are writing the situation for right score, which is so far the function is only created, not described more. So we are writing the right score. The score will be written here, and here we are saying clear interval because the timer will be stopped. Okay, and we are saying game start dot disabled equal to false, and after that return. That's it. So this is the logic for we have written to this particular example. Now we can use another if more conditions here just to check the behavior of my code.
If getting your learning started is half the battle, what if you could do that for free? Visit SkillUp by Simplilearn. Click on the link in the description to know more.
Well, here we have finished till this game start dot disabled equal to false, and we returned. Now going forward after this return, we would like to have another condition for the snake x. So we say if snake x double equal to snake food dot x, okay, snake food dot x ampersand snake y double equal to snake food dot y, then in this case I will say var new head var new head equal to here x colon snake x y colon snake y, snake x and y colon snake y. These options we are taking it. Now after that we are using this option called player score plus equal to speed size, and then we are calling create food method again, and here after that we are using the else condition, and in this else condition we are saying var new head equal to snake dot pop. Okay, and we are saying new head dot x equal to snake x, and new head dot y equal to snake y. So these values are basically associating with your heads, and after that we are saying snake dot unshift snake dot unshift, and here we are passing this option called new head. That's it. And after that we'll be starting with our for loop by saying for var equal to var I equal to 0, then I is less than snake dot length and snake dot length, and once I plus plus. Okay, later on we just use the option called create square, and in this create square we are passing snake position I dot x comma same snake dot y. That's it. So it's getting closed here, and after that we are calling the same option with this snake food. Let me copy this again, and here rather than using this we can say snake food dot x and snake food dot y. Okay, so now this values has been added into my code. Now we start working with your control. Control needs to take 3 parameters, x, y, and the array. So we are passing this option called control, and in this control we are taking x comma y comma array. 3 parameters we are taking it. Later on we are using this option called for var I equal to 0, I is less than array dot length and I plus plus, and after that we'll be using this option called if condition, and here we say array I, which value we are passing, dot x double equal to x ampersand. Here we say array with a position called I, and in this we are saying dot y, and this position we are checking for the y condition. So it returns what? True. Return true. The condition. Okay, that is for if condition. Else return what? False. Now that's it. Now we are talking about this option name called write score. This write score we have to use the game area context. Game area context dot font equal to, here we'll be passing the situation. We are saying 50 pixels 50 pixels, and then sans hyphen serif. After that, we're using call game area context again. Let me copy this. Take it again, call game area context dot fill style equal to, here I'll be using the another color now. So we say hash okay. Now after that we are saying once again the game area context dot fill text. Here we are saying score colon, and here we say plus player score whatever it is with game area width slash 2 minus 100, and then again game area width slash 2. So this is where exactly the right score where the data will be actually written. Okay, next we'll be having this option called create square, and this create square it takes two parameters. One we're talking about called x, second is taking y, and now here we're using this game area context same dot fill style equal to, let me give the color. After this we're using call same area and text game area text dot fill react. Here we are saying x multiply by cell width comma y multiply by cell width comma cell width comma cell width. This is what my create square is. Now we are left with only one option, that is known as change direction. It's time to figure out this last function called change direction, which takes one parameter called e. Typically we talk about for parameters. Now here we are passing this option called var keys equal to e dot, and later on we want to say if keys equal to 40, okay, ampersand is snake direction equal to up. Okay, so here we say snake direction equal to down. So we are changing the directions here. Okay, now let me try to copy this, and here we use else if four times. Okay, so here we talk this 30, 40, and here we say 39, and followed by 38, followed by 37, 39, 38, 37, and here we say up. Let's change to what? Left, down, right. Here we say right, up, left. So three options we have changed, and last but not least here I will just use window dot on key down equal to change directions, and window dot on load, okay, equal to initialize. That's how exactly we want to use now. And this function what we have defined in initialize. Okay, so in this initialize we are having this game start dot on click in and all, so we have a call start game now. So this start game will be calling it here. Okay, so in start we have a call snake, we have a call snake dot push, and after that we are calling this function called what? Create food, clear interval, and here we say timer equal to, here set clear interval, and here change game area slash speed size. Let's say we want to use it. Okay everyone, so our code is almost ready. So we have this complete JavaScript code ready with me. Now it's time to basically use within my HTML just to check how it may behave. So in my HTML page, I have written this normal speed, number, game speed, value, button, start, we have a call game start. After that, we have a call canvas where we written id equal to call game area, dev class equal to relative, and that's it. And here we have a call script src equal to app.js. So that's it what we have written now. Finally, we would like to see how it may look if I try to use in my browser. Let me try to refresh. Okay, I really do not see any changes in my code. Okay, despite I'm having this, because the CSS content is actually missing. Okay, because there only my code will really look better, because if there is no CSS, it won't really make good towards my application. Okay, and I also want to have certain images, but those images we will take it little later on. Let me go back and try to bring CSS into this picture now. So first of all, have this index.html file with me, and here I want to use CSS. So inside my head tag, we want to use link rel equal to style sheet. Okay, href equal to app dot css. Okay, now here in my CSS we want to offer certain details. What those details I want to start working with? I will start with my body part. Body. So we want to offer the font family. So font family, maybe a little bit later on I can use it. First I want to use margin. Margin 20 pixels. Auto. Later text align center. Next font size 150 pixels, also 150%, and here we want to say background image. Since I do not have any image, so I will just leave it as a blank. Okay, so just otherwise I have to say URL, and inside this URL give some values, but I leave it as a blank because I do not have any image. I will say background color. In this background color I can just use white. After that height I can just say 800 pixels. After that background position I want to use center. Then background repeat I want no repeat. Then background size cover. Okay, let's see if there is an effect in my. Okay, I see it's now in the middle. Better. Now inputs canvas, we have to basically take that. Here we talk about called input. Okay, in this input I say font size. Font size may be optional, I can make it, but let me say font size 100%. Then text align, center, then padding, I want to say 5 pixels and 7 pixels. Okay, looks better now. Well, here after that I can use canvas. In this canvas I want to say the background color, I just say white. After that border radius I can say 20 pixels. Then shadow, if I want to use it, so I just say box shadow. Box shadow, I can say 3 pixels, 5 pixels and 6 pixels, and the color is black. Let's check. Awesome. So I can see here the logic is there. So shadow, you can easily see how it has been using, and that's it. And this div, I can say div dot relative position absolute top. Here I'm saying using 760 pixels. Left 120 pixels. That's it. So this is where exactly I program. Now when I say start, okay, so there may be some error here. They say cannot set a property of call on click null. So this we can just check this into this game start dot on click. Let's check. Anyways, we just try to fix that issue in while. But anyways, we have our created CSS, and now going forward we'll be implementing rest of the logic within my code. Okay everyone, so we have changed some names here because there was some value was mismatched, so we have basically changed those values with your properties. And now when I try to relaunch my application by this index.html file, so now in my index.html file when I try to add, so it's just as usual, same. Let me say start, and here you can see game start. When I go up, you see like it's starting right now. Okay, isn't this an amazing game right now, friends? Okay, that is the same game what you used to play it earlier. Okay, where you can just change the direction, go up, and you can see the score title being placed here. That's it. So this is where exactly the look and feel of your game has been taken. And you can just increase the speed. Suppose if you just put a value called what 0, it by default set whatever value you want to take it with the start. Now you can see based on that the speed can be justified and the example can be developed. Okay, you can see the start button is disabled because right now the user is still going on. Unless the user game is finished, this one is not going to work. Fine. So like that you can see, and automatically this will be positioned. There is one called food. That is how we have used it in my example now called app.js. You can see we are using this example name called food, create food. So in create food of the specific interval time, this will be automatically created and the snake will eat and increase the size of the code. Okay, that's it. And now the CSS has been given. If you want to add certain image, certainly you can add it. Otherwise, this is the first game which we can see how it is running and giving you the better example.